Hi, my name's Catherine Mora. I'm the head book coach and publishing director of Change Empire Books, where we help coaches, speakers, and aspiring thought leaders write beautiful books and get them out into the world. This is Kat's Book Chat, where every day I talk about different topics around writing, editing, publishing, and promoting your book. And today's topic is how to get into the flow of writing. Now, one thing that I learned when I was writing my book, and the reason that originally my book sat half or partially written, less than half written, for nearly 2 years, was waiting until I was inspired to write. So that's the number one tip I was given by my author friend Lisa Clifford, and since then that I've given to clients and other people who are in my groups and community. And that is, don't wait until you feel inspired, because to be honest, life is not that inspirational much of the time, and you will be waiting a long time to finish a whole book if you are waiting for inspiration. And author Nikki Gamble actually said once in an interview, which it was actually the clincher for me to get me over the line to start the final process of writing my book, like where I just said, that's it. And then I wrote every day until it was finished. And she said, writing books isn't about talent, it's about discipline. And basically writing every day, whether you feel like it or not. So that honestly is the best way to get your book written and how to get into the flow of writing. Because even though you might not feel like it every day, when you start writing every day, much like any other habit you create, like going to the gym, after a while, it becomes harder to not do the thing than it is to force yourself to do the thing in the beginning. So I don't think I explained that very well. In the beginning, when you're forming a habit, you might be a bit like, oh God, I don't feel like doing that today. And you have to force yourself. After a period of time, it becomes a habit. And then when you don't go or you don't write or whatever it is you're forming the habit of, you feel a bit like, oh, I really should be doing it. You feel like something's missing, or you feel guilty, or you feel empty. So when you start writing every day, you actually create that habit and the momentum, which makes you want to do it more. And the more you write, the more you want to write. And so I tell clients to aim for 15 to 20 minutes a day to work on their books. And when you're doing that, that might not get the whole book written in a 3-month period, which is what we generally work on with our clients, is that 12 weeks to write the book. But what it will do also is inspire you to have other writing sessions here and there throughout the week. So let's say every morning at 5 a.m. you write for 15 or 20 minutes. You might then a couple of times a week in the afternoon or the evening or lunchtime do a 1-hour session, because you were so loving what you were doing in that little 15-minute session that you don't want to stop. So you come back to it later that day. I see that happen a lot of the time. So the other things to get into the flow are writing at the same time every day, writing in the same spot, and also setting up your writing space to be a place that you love to sit in. So I love my office, for example. I love the color, I love the decoration. I've done everything in here myself, and they're all things that I love. And that really helps with getting into the flow, because you associate that spot you love with writing and being creative. And that routine is really important. So I had a client who was struggling with writing because she kept procrastinating, and that's what happens when you put it off. The more you put it off, the more you don't want to do it. And she changed her mindset, because we talked about the clients she was going to help, instead of, oh my gosh, writing a book's so hard. And all of a sudden, she just decided, you know what, I've got to make this happen. So what she did is set up her writing space, and then every day she made herself a cup of tea and a plate of toast, and she sat down with the tea and toast and with her laptop, and that became her me time, where she just escaped from the world to work on her book. And every day her tea and toast signaled the me time, and that signaled the creativity, and the book got done quite quickly. So that's really important. And I just want to stress, it's momentum that really writes books, which is why having a coach like myself or someone in my team is so great. And it's because we're there to remind you to write and to keep you accountable by meeting with you every week and giving you feedback. You know someone's there waiting. And sometimes, you know, that pressure and that accountability to someone else does help us get over the line when we might not do it for ourselves. So I hope that was helpful. Do comment below if you've got any questions. You can PM me at any time if you want to talk about your book idea. And I'm going to drop a link below to my 45-step book writing and publishing checklist. I hope this was helpful, and until the next video, happy writing.